Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Thursday edition of Topic Time with Harrison Young, and a beautifully warm spring afternoon, and with an equally beautiful guest I have here. This very lively young lady is Erin Lynn Mulry. She's an actress. She's done a lot of a singer. She's an artist and a teacher. We're going to talk to her in a minute, but before we do, we've got to read these great underwriters per usual, and then we will commence with the show per usual. So we got MDI Auto Brokers and Repair in Whitman, home of the fully certified used car. We got Johnny Macaroni's Restaurants, 2 locations, 2 in East Bridgewater, 3 locations, 2 in East Bridgewater, 1 in Halifax. We got Lynch's Towing Auto Cycle and Truck Center in Brockton, 1 number for towing, 1 number for projects. We got John's Greenhouses and Florist Shop in Brockton. We got a new one, Applause Academy in Taunton for teaching the acting arts to people, most of them young. We got Sweezy Fence Erectors in Whitman. We got Eli's Auto Repair in Taunton. We got Brighton Tire Service in Brockton. We got Middleborough Barbering Company in Middleborough. We got Autotown Auto Glass installed in Abington. They're a new one. We got Joe's Diner in Taunton. We got Speedy Oil Change in Abington. We got Chapin Sheds in Whitman. We got Doggy Boutique, all-breed professional grooming for dogs and cats, run by my great next-door neighbor, Debbie Siddell in Brockton. We got the Gunrunner LLC in Middleborough, dedicated to your Second Amendment rights. We got Grant's Rental in Bridgewater, and we got Eastern Fitness right here in the Village Shops in Northeastern. I want to thank you guys very much. And now, Erin Lynn Mulry, I just introduced you, and I want to thank you for coming up from the biggest little state in the Union, Rhode Island, to be on my show today.
Thanks for having me. This is really great to be here.
Right, it is great to have you here. Okay, well, we had a little talk before you came in. It was wonderful. You briefed me on a lot of stuff. So what I do with every guest that I have on the show is I try to find out what they were like as kids growing up. You don't look too old, but from what you tell me, you've done a lot of stuff, and you're very occupied currently as an art teacher in Providence, but you've also been in some projects with some people I've had on in here, some very talented people, Joe McGee and Mario Canero and Tommy Fury. I don't know if he was in the films that you were in, but...
No, he works with them, but yes.
But not the one you were in. Okay, so let's go back to, let's do it in chronological order. Let's go back to your childhood when you were little and tell me about what you were like as a kid and how it led you to, how it led you to get to where you're at now. Where did you grow up? You told me you're from Minnesota originally.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was born in Wisconsin and grew up in Minnesota.
Okay.
My dad was in farming. He worked at Del Monte Foods.
Which?
Del Monte. Like peas
the peaches, right?
Yeah, peaches, canned food.
Right, canned food. Okay, sure.
Right.
I've had it. It's good stuff.
Right. So when I was 5, he moved to be like a regional manager in southern Minnesota.
Okay.
So I moved from Wisconsin over there, and then kind of grew up in the country.
Cool.
In Minnesota. Yeah.
All right. So when did you move to New England, and why did you move to New England?
I got into the Rhode Island School of Design.
Cool.
Yeah.
I always say everything happens for a reason. So how long ago was that?
A while. That was 99 I started.
Wow.
Yeah.
Geez, you don't even look that old. I mean, I'm looking at you, I'm thinking you could have been born in 1999, but obviously you must have been born considerably before that. Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
You don't have to tell me when you were born, but that is amazing, I'll tell you. Just looking at you, trying to assess the timeline here, that's definitely not what I would have figured. Well, all right. Well, what did you get into the Rhode Island School of Design for? I assume it had something to do with clothes designing and art and whatnot.
I just really liked to draw growing up and paint. So I sold my first watercolor when I was in the 6th grade.
6th grade?
It
Really?
was like a crane. It was this pretty little bird watercolor.
Okay.
I sold her for $50.
For $50 in the 6th grade? Wow.
Yeah.
What were you like selling like at a lemonade stand or something? Or?
It was like my mom's a teacher. It was a friend of hers.
Cool.
So yeah, they liked it.
I guess
and
so.
They bought it. So I just kind of I just like to kind of meditate. It's a meditation for me.
Right, of course.
To paint and draw.
It's a relaxation technique.
It's a relaxation technique.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Okay. Well, that was obviously sometime in the 20th century. All right. So, but the Rhode Island School of Design, I don't know why, but I was thinking it had something to do with clothes, but it doesn't. It has something to do with just art, right?
It's they have a clothing design department. They have industrial design, architecture. I actually graduated in illustration.
Okay.
They have film, video, animation.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, now that if they have that, did you do any editing? Did you learn how to edit video and film and as well as draw?
I did. I took a couple animation classes. I didn't really have the patience for animation, but yeah, I took a couple film
Ironically,
classes.
you seem very animated. So it's just that one. Okay.
I know, but to like frame by frame, I was looking at all of the computer animation. I took one class, and one of the kids was just so good. She was doing kind of like video game animation.
Okay.
And she had everything lit, and she had like you build everything like on splines, or like I think they're called splines. There's like a
Okay.
three-dimensional grid, right?
Okay.
And then you cover it with some kind of like cover material, then you light it, and you have all your light sources, and it's like this 3D space.
Wow.
And like all of my splines, I don't even know if I'm calling them the right name.
Don't worry about it.
They would
Listen,
flip.
you're fooling me because I think you sound like you know what you're talking about.
No, I had no idea what I was doing. They would
Okay.
flip inside out,
Okay.
and then there'd like be holes in my objects, and like the little things I was creating was like I was like, I can't. Computer animation is not my game.
Okay, but at least you gave it a shot and it
No.
looked interesting. You just didn't, it just stuck into you instead of you sticking into it or
I know.
with it. I get it. Okay.
Well, that was a blessing because I try to do everything.
There you go.
I try to do everything. So
you
I
got
was
to
like,
figure out.
there's
You got to feel your way to what to what you're really good at, and you obviously have.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. All right, but you still know how great you are in art, and you're obviously you're still doing it now. And you're teaching it, and tell me about where you teach that.
I teach over at Hope High School in Providence.
Okay, I've been by there.
Yeah.
I actually have an agent. I don't know if you know Angel Cornell, but he's an actor, he's a writer, and he actually put all my shows up on IMDb a few years ago. He found them on Facebook, and he thought they were pretty cool. And he's a Providence resident,
Nice.
and Hope High is right near where he lives. He's sort of my agent, but he hasn't done it in a long time. I took over the account in 2017, but he got me started, and believe me, the IMDb page looked great after he compiled every single show, put it on there in a chronological order.
Nice.
But he's done acting. I guess you've never worked with him in any films, which we're going to get to in a few minutes. The films that you've been in. Okay, well, how did that come to be? So you teach art at Hope High School.
Yeah.
And that's the regular winter spring semester, plus fall, so all the way from September to June.
Yeah.
Wow. And well, tell me about that. How does that going? I mean, that must be interesting.
It's been a weird year. I mean,
because
COVID.
because of the virus.
Yeah, we're on like a
obviously.
hybrid schedule. I've got half the kids on the computer, half the kids are in the school. They switch days.
Okay.
My after-school program's going really well. We're doing like we choose different painting tutorials that we want to learn.
Okay.
And then we kind of just do them together on Zoom.
Oh,
So
okay.
it's
So you
kind of
teach
like-
on Zoom as well, but yeah. Why
Yeah,
not?
my after-school program is all Zoom. So
course.
I'm kind of like the Bob Ross of after-school art class.
Okay, that's the guy with the frizzy hair.
Yeah.
Okay, I know who you
And the
mean.
happy little trees.
Right. Yeah. He
Yeah.
has a very soft-spoken voice. Yeah, I know exactly. You don't look anything like him, but I know what you mean. Oh, see, the female version of him.
Yeah.
Oh, I like it. Okay. So how long you been doing this? How long you been teaching art at Hope High?
I just started teaching art there. Before that, I taught ESL,
ESL?
Yep.
What's that?
English as a second language.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
Are you bilingual?
Mi español es muy mal.
We fail.
Yeah.
I failed it 3 times in high school, but that's awesome though. So you help the minority students learn English.
Yeah.
Wow, that's great. Wow, what a cog in that machine you must be. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, wow.
Definitely a cog.
Well, there's a nice term for you. Okay, I'm glad you like it.
Yeah.
Well, tell me about when did you find out that you could do acting, and when did you find out, and what were the events that led up to that?
I was a kid in elementary school and I wrote a play.
You wrote a
my
play,
teacher
great.
liked it, and then we put on the play at the stage at the high school,
Okay,
and all my classmates were in it.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, and this was also around the same time you sold that picture for $60 or $50.
Yeah, I was. Yeah.
Wow, what a precocious person you are. That's incredible. Okay, so that's why I asked these questions, because I didn't even know that you had acted, during your younger years. So you actually started that in probably around middle, 6th grade as well. And what play was it? Tell me about the play that you wrote.
Oh, that's funny. It was called 13.
About the age 13?
Yeah.
Okay.
But also it was like the theme was 13, like it was the restaurant called 13, and there were 13 customers, and there was like 13 items on the menu. I don't know, there was some kind of theme about
Well,
13.
13 is a lucky number too.
I don't exactly recall. Yeah, oh, and then it was about superstition as well. Exactly.
Okay.
I don't recall the details entirely.
Well, all right, but I'm bringing it out as best I can. That's pretty cool. All right, but that's fine. I mean, someone as perceptive as you were at that age to create something like that is another act of precociousness, which cannot be denigrated.
Right.
Okay. All right. Well, so that led you to did you do any acting? Oh yeah, and by the way, you also sing and play music too. Is that correct?
I do. I have a little duo called Bubbles and the Bass Notes.
Okay. When you say duo, you mean you perform with another person? Male or female?
Sean O'Connor, male.
Male. Okay.
He's my bass player, and he plays the bass notes, and then I sing and play the guitar.
Awesome. Okay. Is based in Rhode Island too?
Yeah.
Cool. Wow. And where do you perform? Just do you do gigs like on in homes and stuff, or bars, or anything like that?
So we were playing every Wednesday night over at the Parlor in Newport before the
virus.
The virus,
Yeah.
and then we've been taking a bit of a hiatus.
Yep.
We're going to start up again. We got our first gig booked for the summer. We're going to kick off the NIM Fest.
Cool.
We're the first act of the NIM Fest.
NIM Fest, like NIM?
Yeah.
What does that stand for? If you don't know, that's fine.
Music Fest.
As long as it's not Nimrod.
Newport Island. Wow, I don't know.
Okay, don't worry about it. All right, that's cool. But
It's in Newport at Kings Park.
Oh, cool. Okay. Wow.
At the gazebo.
All right, so you're doing that. So how did you end up? So tell me, how did this lead to film? You're in these film projects. How'd you end up rolling into that?
Well, I was doing plays with the Edward King House.
That's in Rhode Island? Okay.
This is actually a senior citizen center, and they have a very good taste in plays. They have they do some really highbrow stuff. We did Doubt.
Okay.
We put on Educating Rita.
Cool.
They have some serious actors there, some serious theater people. So I was fortunate enough to do a few of those plays.
Okay.
With this group. And how did I get into? Oh, so through one of those plays, I met another actor who works with Nick Albanese, and Nick Albanese does a lot of film in Providence.
Okay.
And that's how I got into his plays, and I was doing. I played a mob wife in one of his shows.
Oh, cool.
And I also played a like a radio therapist.
Okay, like Frasier.
Yes.
Okay, except the female Frasier.
Yes.
I love it.
Yeah, and then he kind of, as the pandemic happened, he just like branched out into filmmaking. So I was in his short film, Confronting Silvestri.
Okay.
And that's kind of how I broke into film. And now I have an MDB. I've got my first IMDb credit from that one.
Congratulations, it's huge.
Yes.
Great.
So that was after doing like 6 plays in Rhode Island, I think.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, that's awesome. And so you're always on the fast track to something better than what you had before, as great as that was.
I don't know. I just kind of do stuff.
Well, you just kind of said what I just said in a little simpler terms, but I understand. But that's right.
There's always seems to be another opportunity, whether it's acting or music or art. I don't know.
Okay, all right.
Just kind of juggling it.
Well, that's great.
Yeah.
All right. Well, so what does your schedule kind of look like now? What do you? I mean, you teach art at Hope High But are you going now? Things started returning to normal. Are you back in school per se today? I mean, were you there today, or is everything still online right now on Zoom?
We are in school. We've been in school all year.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, with masks, obviously.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So you're still there.
Yeah.
All right. Now, so what are you working on currently? Either tell me anything. Tell me everything. You got your duo with Sean. Mm-hmm. Okay, that's regular. That's going on. You have your art class that you teach at Hope High. You have your acting. So tell me how do you coordinate your schedule? Just tell me what you're working on currently, among all those things, and let's see if we can break it down a little further.
Well, I have a planner that's very full all
Okay.
the time, and there's always something after school. It just always is.
All right. What kind of like more artwork, more acting?
Like for example, the last night and the night before, I was working with Jackie Henderson's dance crew.
Okay.
And we're actually planning a flash mob.
Flash mob?
Flash mob. Are you familiar with flash mobs?
Well, to me, yeah, sort of. A flash mob is a bunch of crazy people that go around pillaging people.
No, this is like a dance flash
Oh, no,
mob.
well, tell me more. No, this is a good flash mob.
Yeah.
Not the kind I wouldn't want in my neighborhood.
It's kind of just to like spread light and joy in crowded spaces. So what happens is we will be meeting at the beginning of June in an undisclosed location. We don't even know yet. Only Jackie, the choreographer, knows where we're going to be.
Okay, it's only a couple of weeks away. That's great.
And then what happens is, say you have like 30 people dancing, like 1 or 2 people will just randomly start dancing in a crowd somewhere.
Okay.
And then, 8 to 16 beats go by, and then you have like, 4 or 5 more people join them. And they all know the choreography. And then as the song unfolds, more and more people start dancing.
Well, these people, are these mystery people that nobody knows they're going to start dancing except them until?
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, you
Wow.
have to dress just in your normal clothes so you're inconspicuous, so it doesn't look like anything's happening.
Right, but and then eventually it builds and builds, and you have 1,400 people dancing around in the gym, or whatever it is, right in the courtyard. Is that what it is? Wow.
Right. Yeah.
Jeez, that sounds like fun. The only dancing I ever do is at sporting events when I'm waiting in a long line at the restroom. Get it?
It's funny, yeah.
Yeah, no, all right. Sorry, I had to throw that in somewhere.
I can't with those lines.
I know. Well, okay. Speaking of that, I'm just wondering, do you consider yourself, you seem kind of upbeat. Have you ever done stand-up comedy as well, anything like that?
Oh, no, I haven't.
Would you ever consider it?
Am I funny?
Well, you could be.
I always feel like when I'm funny,
it's up to you, though.
I don't realize I'm being funny. Like I've been
That's
told
even better
I'm
when
funny.
you're trying to do stand-up.
I know, but then it's like, oh God.
Do you like stand-up comedy?
Yeah, it's all right.
Are you familiar with Sarah Silverman?
Uh-huh.
She's my cousin.
No way.
Yeah, I know. I love telling people that. But
Shut up.
Yeah, she's my cousin.
Cool.
Yeah, well, I think you're cooler. But that's a show for another day.
Oh, well, she's wonderful.
Yeah, she's all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, she knows about Topic Time. She's always welcome to come on as a guest, but she's 3,000 miles from here.
That's probably why you think I'm cooler. She should come on your show.
I agree. You're preaching to the choir. Okay. All right. Well, that's cool. So, all right. Well, how often does this dance thing go on? I mean, did you just start doing this?
We did several performances last year before
The virus?
The virus,
Okay.
and this will be the first
Well,
one.
the virus started in February of 2020, so you're probably talking about the year before, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
We did a lot. Like not last summer, but the summer before.
Okay, 2019.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay, 2 years. It's hard to believe.
I know.
Well, it's good. It keeps you in
It's
shape.
been quiet, but that's why I've been painting so much, because painting
Relaxes you. Yeah.
But also, like, you can do that
You
in
can
the
sell it.
pandemic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's wonderful. So you have all kinds of outlets at your disposal, which is incredible. You see, in fact, as I hear you talk, I'm thinking you're probably one of the most multifaceted people I've ever interviewed.
Oh wow.
Which is awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, you never have a dull moment in your life. There's no boredom in Erin Lynn Mulry's life.
No.
And I mean, unless you want it there to be boredom.
Right.
But it sounds to me like even when there's boredom, you find a way to spice it up.
Yeah, I have to schedule in like couch time.
Oh, I know. We all do. We all got to rest. No question about
It's
it.
important, yeah.
Okay. Well, are you working on any paintings currently? Are you doing any, like a few weeks ago, I had this Indian woman named Sushi came in and did it and showed some of her work, and she's amazing. She uses acrylics, watercolors. She, does beach portraits or self-portraits, anything. So tell me about the type of artwork that you do now. I mean, is it abstract? Is it true to life? Is it calligraphy? What is it?
So what we've been doing with my high schoolers is kind of painting like skills that we've wanted to learn. So like we just did this one where we were just like looking at iridescent bubbles.
Okay.
And trying to paint the iridescence on the bubbles using acrylics.
Okay.
The one that we finished yesterday, was a doggy, and he's kind of swimming through the water.
Oh, that's cute. Dogs love to swim.
And then like it's like the picture plane kind of like cuts through the water, so you see the surface and underwater at the same time.
Okay.
And so we worked with like different textures, like the surface of the water, the reflection of the ground of the water, the little bubbles that the dog is kicking up,
That's
the
awesome.
fur on the dog. Like, we're just working with skills, really.
Well, you obviously have an awesome eye for detail, and that's huge with what you do.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
And I know how important it is, Shadow. I mean, I don't have a lick's worth of art talent. Back in 1970, when I was in the 5th grade, in that spring, I took an art course to try to see if I could, show, learn some skills that you really kind of have to be born with. And I couldn't do it. The guy was a great teacher. He was one of the roaming art teachers in my city that used to go around to our elementary school and teach us art there. So I knew him from my, as to come to our school and give us art lessons, and then I'd go to the art center in Brockton and take lessons from him in the afternoon, and then I just gave it up after about 8 months. But but I appreciate the art talent is great. I mean, it's like you said, you can't beat anything than just doing something to relax yourself that's inbred, which in your heart, and you obviously you have a sense of it. It's just you encompass it. It's really good. Have you ever done a self-portrait? That would be awesome.
I've done a few, yeah.
Okay.
I accidentally made one. I was just like doing a demo like a couple weeks ago, and it just turned out looking kind of like me, but it always looks kind of like somebody else.
That's good. I see the reason I'm getting at it. I guess I'm trying to figure out if there's a psychological connection to what you're doing. Have you ever taken any psych courses in school?
Yeah, I did. I used to want to be a psychologist. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I heard that that's really like the most depressed people in the world are psychologists because they have to carry all their things.
That's a generalization. I mean, I wouldn't say that. I actually had a therapist on as a guest here early in 2020. The guy's kind of a nut job to believe. I think he's crazy in his patients, but he does pretty well. He lives up in the town of Hamilton, Mass, which is one of the richest neighborhoods in the state.
Yeah.
And it was but he's also he acts like he's 4 years old too. I had to actually cut him from Facebook. He was writing so many stupid things on my wall.
Oh yeah, don't write stupid things on the wall.
You can write stupid things on your wall, but don't write them on your own wall. Let me write my own stupid things on my wall. All right, that's interesting. Where did you go to school? If you can, I mean, besides, I know you taught at Hope High. Were you college educated, and if so, where?
RISD.
Where?
RISD.
Oh, RISD. That's University. That's Rhode Island. I know that.
And I also took a bunch of education classes. I've got like 50 credits in Masters of Education at College of St. Mary. It's in Omaha, Nebraska.
Okay.
It's like an all-girls school.
Cool.
And then I actually went to University of Phoenix for like
that's an online
18 credits. I needed 18 credits to finish my ESL certification to teach ESL.
But that's online, right?
That was online.
It was online. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
But all right. So you're pretty well educated, and what did you major in at RISD? That's an art school, or is that just a regular school?
Illustration, but
okay.
I think I would like to maybe go back and get a master's in fine art as well.
Oh, definitely. That sounds awesome.
And just work on my studio painting for a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm looking into programs like that.
Okay. So tell me about the most recent project you did with Joe. What was that? The one that it's kind of how I found you on Facebook.
That's so funny because I actually, with Joe, just went to his movie premiere. Like I went to his Reflections, and it was going to be a movie, and then it turned into a TV series on Amazon Prime.
I remember when I interviewed him 3 years ago in 2018. He was definitely, he was in the planning stage, but it was already started. We already had footage of the trailer.
Yeah.
And he's added. I think maybe that was the original, and since then he's added on huge stuff. And I guess you probably went with him in 2018. It probably wasn't until you found him later.
So I went to the premiere and walked on the red carpet and wore the dress and got photographed a lot, and I was never in it. I wasn't in the show.
Okay, but you were in the other thing he did.
I was just working the schmooze. Okay. And then I became a little bit famous in Portugal because they had me in these magazine spreads on the
modeling.
Yeah, just there was a Portuguese magazine there. Oh, I can't remember the name of it.
That's okay.
I'll let you know later.
Well, maybe you don't speak Portuguese, just Spanish.
Yeah, my Portuguese is worse than my Spanish.
Mine too.
So
that's triste. Sad.
That's sad.
Yeah, right.
Triste.
Okay.
Pobrecito muchacho.
Well, that's all right, but that's wonderful. Yeah, beautiful girl on a cover of a magazine in a very romantic country. Nothing wrong with that. Okay.
No, it wasn't a cover. I just had like a lot of pictures on the inside. But
right.
I wasn't, it's kind of funny to me because I was just there schmoozing and I would just like to get in front of the camera and then I wasn't actually in the show.
Okay.
But I was in he called me actually because of him, he called his friend Justin and I was in his YouTube series, Hearts of New England.
Okay.
So like I got a role through him, but I wasn't in his movie.
Okay, but that's cool. So that was your last project, your last film project.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, guess what? We're down to the final 5 minutes.
Uh-oh.
We made the show go by. So what I want you to do in the remaining time is look at the camera.
Okay.
And then now you can look at the camera, give shouts out to people that are going to see the show. Just condense them because I know tons of people are going to see it.
Oh shoot. Okay, I'm unprepared.
That's all right. Just say you got it, Joe. You look good. Don't worry about it.
Okay. Hi, Joe McGee.
Joe.
Hi. Hi, Mario Canero.
Mario.
Jasper Jones.
Jasper. She was a guest on the show.
I got it.
Ma'am. She was great.
Was she?
Yes, she was.
Oh, she's awesome.
She is.
What about my mom and dad, little brother Timmy, sister Charity? Who can I talk to? Who else do I want to talk to? Davy Rogers. He doesn't watch the TV, but Davy Rogers.
That's all right.
That's my dog. He's the best.
Well, all right. Well, that's fine. That's all you needed to do. Just give a few shouts out. Well, the other thing is, too, if you had fun with me tonight, what I want you to do is to spread the word about Topic Time to people that I may not have interviewed yet, and we'll get them on as guests. You have my digits now. All they have to do is text me and say, oh, you had a great time with, Erin had a great time. Well, when can I be on? That kind of thing.
I did have a great time.
Okay, yeah, and I hope we covered pretty much everything we had set out to cover at the beginning. Okay. Well, now going forward, though, before we wrap the show up officially, is there anything on the horizon that you have in mind that you haven't mentioned that you just want to cover real quick?
Oh, man, I don't know. Oh, yeah, there is.
Go for it.
Have you ever heard of non-fungible tokens?
No, but you tell me what they are.
NFTs?
Yeah?
I am still trying to figure out what they are, but there's something about trading. It's like you can bid on them.
Okay. Oh, I've
So
sort
a
of remember
person
hearing
can-
that, yeah.
It's kind of like a stock or like a Bitcoin, but not like it's something that could be anything. It could be a digital image or like a meme or a tweet.
Okay.
And this is something I'm also getting into. I'm going to be like putting my images and my art and whatever I do on non-fungible tokens.
Okay, cool.
On Art Space. It's an eBay. I'll give you the link.
Okay, well, we'll write the link on the graphics so it'll be up.
Okay.
All right, well, on that note, are you ready to wrap the show up the way we began it with my music?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Erin Lynn Mulry, great job.
Thank
All right,
you.
folks, thanks for watching Topic Time. More great episodes to follow. See you next time. Take care. Have a good one.